Hello and welcome to Global Morning here on Global Television. We're live in Abuja, Nigeria's capital. It's Friday already, end of the business week as we know it. As always, we're delighted to have you join us here. Mofwegbe is my name, and the other lady, as I like to call her this morning.
Morning, Louis, and good morning, viewers out there. Today seems, I don't know, was there some public holiday announced that we're not aware of because the roads are empty?
Looks deserted.
Or is it because of the PDP convention happening?
The APC convention.
APC, I think PDP today, APC tomorrow.
They're having their convention side by side, but this big weekend appears to be a bit bigger for the APC, really. Yes, PDP has theirs for, I think, 29th and 30th. And 30th, yes, right. But it's an extended weekend for politicians in Abuja and beyond, quite frankly. Again, what that says is that clock is ticking, 2027-wise, all right? So everybody is putting in their best. My friend would say putting in their best behavior, that sort of thing. But whether they are well behaved or not is left for Nigerians to decide. But what we do know is events are lined up this weekend for particularly the APC and the PDP.
Yeah.
While the APC says it's just going to be a family gathering for them because essentially what they want to do is to elect leaders, all right, from top to bottom. The PDP itself is still grappling with issues of unity, trying to get its act together. The Wiki faction say one thing, and the other faction, the Turaki faction, saying another. Even within the Saraki faction, the Turaki faction, I should say, you realize that a gentleman like the governor of Bauchi State is not necessarily or completely on the same page as Governor Seyi Makinde of Oyo State. So those are some of the issues the PDP must resolve. Mr. Yusuf Wike has said, look, no matter how bad the situation may be, we're moving ahead with the convention, all right? And then you're asking yourself, can a house divided against itself stand? But this kind of house is different.
Can a house divided against itself hold a Congress? I think it's the bigger question.
Politicians can spring surprises at any point.
They can cope with any situation.
As long as their ambition is realized.
Actually, I was thinking about all of Nigerian politics recently. There's this guy that used to be at the forefront of advocating, inclusion, good leadership, and all of that. And then recently, he reached out to me saying, "Oh, there's so much chaos in my party. I wanted to be the chairman, and they're not allowing me to be the chairman." I'm not going to mention the name of the party, but I'm like, if we're talking unity, why should there be, any statement like I? Why do we have to?
It's not supposed to be a family.
I wouldn't supposed to be a family. Shouldn't it be we? So it just goes to say, a lot of people, there are some persons that have the school of thought that Nigerians are a problem, or we are our own problem.
Right.
If you look at the fuel situation, when the whole hike started, lots and lots of transporters did not even wait for their own fuel to finish the fuel they got with the old price to finish before they inflated the price. And one of the things they'll tell you is, there's fuel scarcity and all. And even those that used CNG, up to date, are still riding on the fact that fuel is on the high side. We don't even know those that bragged that I had, because at some point it was a thing of bragging. Some people said, "Oh, I've left you guys. We now use CNG." So I can't even identify any of them. So
nobody wants to own up to CNG.
Exactly. So it just goes to say that in as much as we have a bad leadership problem in Nigeria, if we are able to fix ourselves, why should some leader or some persons that used to be at the center of pushing good leadership, one Nigeria, democratic practices and all of that, start to complain, I'm not happy, they are cheating me, or they are trying to
so has it been about you the whole time?
It clearly means that it has been about you the whole time. And if you check each and every one of us, I think we have that element of the human nature, we're inherently,
you can't take it away altogether.
Exactly, you can't take it. But when it becomes a repeated occurrence, when it's just something that you can guess, it's just something that you are sure will happen. When it happens, you're not shocked because you knew all the while. It's a pattern, and it keeps happening every now and then, every time and then. There is no time you would see in Nigerian political party, be at peace for one, or say for one, what do I call it? For one
administration,
exactly, for a full administration,
yes.
Regardless of the fact that
let's say 2019 to 2023. This political party, for example, didn't have chaos, and there's no major chaos, division.
Exactly. It's very uncommon. It's very rare to see such a situation in Nigeria. So we need to deal with ourselves first. We need to understand that self-interest, selfishness, I don't want to call it selfishness because I know, like we said, it's inherently our nature, but we need to draw the line. We need to know that at some point we have to give up our personal agendas for Nigeria to work. If we don't get to that point where we say it doesn't matter if I am the one there, it doesn't matter if she's the one there, as long as he has sense, as long as she has good motives, let her do the job until each and every one of us in this country, from the political class, even the ordinary citizens, come to that point where we drop sentiment, we drop tribe, we drop religion, and can see clearly. We can just see things as it's, we see people for who they are, rather than for tribes and all of that. Then and only then can we say we have hope. But for now, I think we keep going, we keep doing the merry-go-round.
And it's interesting. I know what makes it even more interesting, and I dare say annoying, is when you realize that these politicians who spark tussle, and all of the divisions and bad blood within their political parties are motivated by nothing more than self-aggrandizement, selfish ambition, and their money.
Sure.
We've heard of accusations. We've seen in our very own eyes, counter accusations of people saying, look, this faction of our party actually sold our party to this other set of politicians. Therefore, we are going to court, or we are already even in court, and things like that. At what point do we now start talking about money inside? I mean, in such a way that we're talking about a political party being sold by some persons, like a group of persons in a party, and yet another group of persons in the same party, including leaders, are not even aware of it. They are not party to it. And now when the other party who feels, if you like, shortchanged or betrayed, gets angry, becomes frustrated, the question is, are they angry because the ideology has, if you like, been warped, the ideology has been abused or tainted, or are they angry because they were not carried along in the transaction? I know these are not very comfortable or convenient conversations, but if we sincerely say we want to fix Nigeria, these are conversations we must put in front of us. How is it that in a political party, in a country that pretends to be practicing democracy, the governor is the leader of the party in that state? Somebody has to explain that in a way that makes sense, not in a way that is corny, not in a way that is fraudulent and manipulative or exploitative. Somebody has to make that make sense. How do we explain that the president is the leader of the party in a country where the party, the ruling party, whether it was PDP as it was a few years ago or APC as it stands today, leads the party that has a national chairman, has deputy national chairman across the zones, has national publicity secretary, and has a leadership structure that runs from bottom to top. The president is the leader across the nation, and all the politicians keep saying, yes, it's our leader, even though they know it's not right, they know it's not the ideal, they know it's wrong, it's almost evil. But we're talking money now. Recently, we saw a state chairman of a party in one of the states in the country. This man, he might be able to provide leadership, but I'm afraid he doesn't have money. I said, oh, really? But he's already the state chairman. And the person says, yes, but the challenge is, if he does not have money, he won't have a voice, he won't have his chairman in the state. That everybody, starting from the governor, will trample on him.
And I think these are part of the reasons why it's very difficult to see. It's unrealistic to expect women in politics because of the financial gap. Right? You can't compete. I mean, we have few women making waves and all of that, but how many are they? When men are still having this competition of I have money amongst themselves, what chance do you stand
as a woman?
Because this is the reality, where money is the center of it all, where money is the talk of it all. I mean, like you said, it doesn't make sense. These people are fighting for some vain loyalty that I cannot even explain. What does it? How do you explain a full-grown father. These are people's parents. We're not talking about small youths, that have to, you might want to tag, oh, they're being respectful, culture and all of that. No, we're talking about old men.
Parents and
grandparents. And you see them doing all the psychophants. Like, what are you teaching your children?
Right.
How do you explain patriotism to your children? How do you explain, values? How do you explain principles? Because these children are saying what you are doing, and to them it becomes the standard. So it means that we're going through an unending cycle, because we are training the younger generation to believe that psychophancy, vain loyalty is the way forward to democracy. How do we solve the problem if the younger generation are not even cleaned? Because if we want to have any kind of hope, any iota of hope, we would hope that these young guys will come with some kind of revolution and change the narrative. But they are being trained basically by what they are seeing. They are being groomed by their parents, and they cannot believe any other thing aside what they are seeing. Where does the change want to come from? Where is that right thinking coming from? Where they have all been, written, because the child, they say, is a plain sheet. So you've written all the wrong principles and everything, vain on them. And I mean, it almost seems like we're hopeless, but there's hope. There is hope.
It's so much an interesting conversation, but it's also one that it's largely complicated. Well, let's take a break now. When we return, we'll begin to unpack today's program for you. Please stay with us.
Wake up with Global Morning, your daily guide to what's happening and making the rounds.
We delve into headlines, newspaper reviews, spot-on analysis, policies, current events, real talk, real issues that affect us all.
From the latest trends to the debates, every topic, every angle, Global Morning is where it all starts.
Global Morning,
For the latest issues,
always on point.
Watch Global Morning Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. Saturday and Sunday at 8 a.m. on Global Television.
In an age of breaking news, you need a trusted source that prioritizes accurate, factual, and unbiased reporting. This is AM News, and I am Ubong Usoro.
On Global Television, our news is rooted in verified and authoritative storytelling that keeps you educated, informed, and enlightened on all the issues that matter to you. I am Sadia Yakubu. This is Midday News.
You can trust our multi-platform news broadcast, real-time and fast-check stories for all the big local and foreign headlines round the clock. I am Ramsey Enoch Agbo. This is News Express.
Our array of anchors delivers the news to our teeming viewers, breaking it down with context and perspective. This is News Cycle on Global Television. I am Anieti Patrick.
And the flagship news is your hub for the day's most engaging stories. This is News Prime, and I am Jumai Manson.
Did you miss any of our news rounds? No worries. Catch up at 10 p.m. and midnight, 7 days of the week. I am Mukhtar Kasim.
Global TV is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. We're active across all social media platforms at Global TV NG.
Global TV News, accurate and unbiased. I'm Uyi Agmofwebe.
we said a while ago, this weekend is very big for the APC, starting from today. We understand that some roads in Abuja, especially around the city center, are already warded off, apparently as part of measures to control traffic. But we hope that event in itself will not in any way also infringe on the rights of Nigerians, because it's a Friday, it's a working day. Like you said a while ago, there's no, I know you were being, that was sarcasm, but there's no holiday, public holiday. Because we understand the APC has its national convention this weekend. Yes, congresses, the event started actually this week. It's more like starting small and escalating.
Is it okay to pray that everything goes well?
Well, I don't think at this point it's about prayer. It's about the fact that the APC is now also being tested. It's being tested by not just Nigerians, but itself. Right. Members of the party, because it's a family affair, as politicians say. Like we also mentioned yesterday, this convention will now actually help the APC to prune itself, to also do a dispassionate assessment of its leadership style. Because time and again, even long before now, I was seeing people complain that, look, a lot of things are wrong in this party. We're not saying we are leaving, at least not now, but let's fix this before it becomes a far bigger problem. Now, we are hearing that there are people within the party, some of them, if you like, foundation members, pioneer members, legacy members, who say, look, if things don't go well, again, that definition is relative to whoever is making, those sort of advancements. If things don't go well, we may end up looking for alternatives. And you know what it means when politicians say seeking alternatives, all right? So the APC wants to ensure that it doesn't now create two problems, maybe three or four, even in a bid to solve one. Because what you're trying to solve now is to first elect leaders, all right, ensure that you have a robust leadership structure in place, and then second, to be able to ensure that you're better prepared, better equipped for 2027. However, if things flip, and we do hope it doesn't, all right, and then it happens that people become aggrieved and decide to leave the party, and you know what that means. Politicians hardly leave a party and go home. They stay on the street of politics. So if somebody leaves the APC, for example, there's a chance, given the current political atmosphere, they are likely going to end up in either the ADC or the PDP. So would you want to lose members from your party to other parties, to your opposition, to an enemy camp, so to speak? So the APC wants to look at that. We have heard about people who say that, look, there are things going on in the party that even the president is likely not aware of. All right, so if that's the case...
Well, I think I may want to doubt that the president is likely unaware of, because...
You think the president is omnipresent?
No, he knows what is likely to happen. With the capacity that President Tinubu has, he understands politics. He understands
you think he has the structures on ground?
He understands what it means for people to decide to defect. He understands the effect and the consequences that will bring. I know, I believe so, because, I mean, when we talk about President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we know that he's one of the grandmasters when it comes to politics. As someone that has gotten that kind of relevance or such kind of name in Nigerian politics, you know that the person knows. He's a master strategist, as they call him. So when you see people coming into the party, you know what to expect. You know this would likely cause tension. This would likely affect existing members. You're already calculating all of that. So if at this point you say he's not aware, I may want to... I want to disagree with that.
Now, whenever we talk about those who are defecting at a very, if you like, top echelon, we're looking at maybe those the political foot soldiers who probably worked as seriously for the party and for the president going into the election and all of that. They may defect at the ward level, at the local government level. The president may not be aware, or at least may not be aware early enough.
He may not know them in person, but from day one, when I heard of this politics, the whole defection, I knew that some members will be aggrieved. I may not know them.
Okay, the people coming from PDP, for example.
Yes, you just know that some people will not be happy.
Naturally.
Right?
You're coming to displace us.
You're coming to displace us. Naturally, you're expecting that. And for someone that is ahead, for someone that you say is a strategist, you should already have plans to curtail this.
Do you think he has plans?
Well, I don't know about that. It would now prove all the...
Again, this convention is a test.
Yes, it's a test to know if he's indeed the master strategist. If he's indeed the names and the big names that people have called him. I think one of the crux of APC's drama would hinge on the fact that the Rainbow Coalition, I think PDP or the Wiki faction, sorry to say, but somehow is largely contributing to this. Right from the FCT area council polls, the fact that we saw dying minutes, people coming from dropping their political ambitions in the PDP and eventually defecting.
So the APC.
The APC.
And supporting the APC
and supporting the
candidates.
APC candidates. You know that those ones would want a stake because I left my ambition for you.
What do I have in return?
So what do I have in return? All of those would indicate that there's problem somewhere. Somebody has to pay for it. I don't know who pays, but someone has to pay. So if you rejoice, my problem is that APC members rejoiced at those things. They were happy about it.
So did you not know the cost?
Did you know the cost? It will come back to you. So if you were excited that this was a victory for my party, let it be that, anything that makes my party work, let it work. Let it not turn to now become what about me? Because you should have asked that from the beginning. So it's not rocket science at the end of the day. Let them deal with whatever consequences. Everyone should focus on the party winning. That's where the loyalty lies. If you're supporting PDP members for defect, I heard even the guy that won the Wewalada polls has defected to APC. I don't know how
he did during the weekend. He did.
So
I think many people saw that coming. No, it was a matter of when, not if. Of course, the rest is history.
So what does that say? You want to tell this guy that he has come with some kind of victory. You cannot displace him. So everybody count your cost and just adjust. Adjust.
Let's move.
Move on.
It's interesting that even some members of the APC are saying that they were not allowed to buy forms to indicate their interest.
Why would they sell forms?
In running for offices. But again, that's why we talk about internal politics. It's not just about going to the general poll to cast a vote. This is what is happening within political parties. And it can also be a clear indication as to part of the things we should be expecting.
And funny enough, this is not just peculiar to the APC.
It's across the parties.
Right now, I can tell you that they're having such issues because they were members of the original members of the ADC before, party members. Party leaders, and then the coalition happened.
I think there's so much to talk about this, quite frankly. But let's see those who really are standing on the president's mandates, whether they're standing on one leg or both legs. For those who are not standing at all, I'm sure this convention will reveal all of those. So taking a break now, let's inspire a little, and here is Ramsey Enoch Agbo with Heart to Heart Inspirational.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are watching from, where you are listening from right now. My name is Ramsey. Let's talk a little bit. A lot of people think the way they want to think because everyone is entitled to their decision. Everyone is entitled to how they think. But then you have the right to think in a particular way. But then there is something I want us to consider today, inspiring ourselves, encouraging ourselves. What we are trying to achieve here is to set someone on track, give someone hope, restore someone's belief and faith in himself, in herself. What are we saying? There are things that you don't need to procrastinate about, that you need to start now. From where you are, using what you have, doing what you can, because nobody, all right, would want to have it all before they get started. If you're waiting for when you have it all before you get started, then it is a problem. So now, I want to ask a question. Let me ask you a question. How many dreams have died because someone was waiting for the perfect moment? How many dreams do you think have died? Even you who is listening, who is watching right now, how many of your dreams, how many of your plans have died because you were waiting for the perfect moment? Some will say, I will start when I have the money. Some will say, I will begin when I have the right equipment. Some said, I will take the first step when everything is in place. But when is going to be the time that everything will be in place? These are the questions we should be asking ourselves. But let me tell you something. The truth is this: there will never be a perfect time. The perfect time is now. All right? Arthur Ashe, the legendary tennis champion, once said, start where you are, use what you have, do what you can. He didn't have the fanciest equipment. He didn't train in the best facility, but he had willpower and courage to start whatever he had. You see, greatness doesn't just wait for the perfect time. It doesn't care about perfection. It grows through progress. Every successful person you admire today started small. The difference between them and others isn't the talent, all right? It's the action, the move, Don't despise your humble beginning. Don't mind what people are saying, because people will say so many things about you. Whatever. Someone said his name is whatever. Whatever you do, whatever you say, people must talk about it, whether positive or negative. If you're doing well, people will still criticize you, because some persons will say, oh, because of his affluence, he's behaving like this. If you don't have, some people would still say, where is he looking at? Can't he see his mates? Can't he see what his colleagues are doing? The small things that you are doing in a big way one day will generate you income that you don't even expect. The bottom line is this. You need to tell yourself and say, enough is enough. I've tarried too long in this place, in this position, all right, in this thinking. You know, it's a process. It's a process. Success is a process. First of all, you need to conceive it in your heart. Then secondly, it needs to get into your head. Have it in your head, or else it will never get into your hand. Number one, it needs to be in your heart, in your head, and in your hand. I call it the triple H. The triple H principle says it must get conceived in your heart first. Keep ringing in your head, then it will enter your hand one day. But a lot needs to be doing. It's a process, just like the seed. The seed doesn't grow in just one day. It went through a lot of processes. The gold you see today don't just come out shiny, but then it went through a refining process, a heating process with fire, serious fire. The gold is being heated in serious fire before it's become what it is today. So whatever you're doing, that dream that you have, begin to do something about it. Begin to mix up with people who are going your direction, people who have your kind of dream achieved already, because that thing you're thinking, somebody already has gone ahead to do it. So you don't need to just sit down and be thinking, be procrastinating. The economy is not favorable. Nigeria, this is the country. If I was abroad, well, let me tell you the truth. It's not all about your location. It's not all about your destination, even though these factors play particular roles in your success, in your growth, in your achievement. But you don't need to capitalize on it. All right, and hold yourself back, because by the time you're holding yourself back, someone somewhere is already overtaking you, because the person believed in his or her dream and decided to make a move, despite the fact that they are not seeing the staircase, but they believe that their leg will land somewhere. All right. Risk taking is very important, but then if you want to take risk, let it be a calculated risk. Not the risk that will destroy you or claim your life. Any risk you're taking, it should be a calculated risk. If I do this, this is what is going to happen. If I do it this way, this is what is going to happen. But at the end of the day, this is where I am going to land, good or bad. That's how to take risk. You don't just take risk randomly and say, well, whatever wants to happen should happen. You should know that this thing that I want to do is two ways. It's either it happens this way or it happens the other way. But those two ways should be something that you should be able to survive, not that kind of risk that will end you in jail. Then that dream is already dead on arrival. That vision is dead on arrival. So if you want to take risk in as much as risk taking is part of the game, you need to be calculative. You need to put your sense together. All right. And you just need to know that every expert was once a beginner. Everyone started from somewhere, and they are where they are today. It's so beautiful talking with you. It's so nice talking with you in this aspect. A lot of people tell themselves, this is what I want to do. They start and they stop halfway. Some persons start and one thing comes up and they abandon that and rush on the other thing. But the bottom line is this: whatever you want to do, whatever it is you're doing, you should believe in yourself that you are a great man, you are a great woman. But then you need to put God at the center of everything that you do, whatever it is. Allah, okay, is supposed to be in charge. and everything you want to do, don't succeed at the detriment of the other person, because nemesis will not allow that success see the light of day. You might be successful today, but how long is that success going to be sustained? Will you be able to sustain it because you did it on a very faulty foundation? A house built on a faulty foundation never lasts. We heard of building collapse at different times. How did it end? Because the foundation was faulty. So your success in life, your achievement in life should be on a very solid foundation without you stepping on toes. It's not necessary, okay? Because the plan that God has for you is of good. So do your best and try everything that you can and get started now. Get started now. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, December, you should be able to sit down and say, yes, this is what I have done. This is what I have achieved. All right. It might not be 100%, but at least 75, 80, 85, 90 is still a very good one. Thank you very much. Have a beautiful time. I want to see you at the other side of success so that we can celebrate together, because the world is waiting for you to manifest your success. Thank you.
I really do hope you're inspired to make the best of your day with that. Thank you very much for staying with us. We dive now to the newspaper review segment, and we're starting with the Punch newspaper. First story, above the nameplate, UK raises visa citizenship fees for Nigerians and others.
How does that affect your plans now?
Well, I don't know how it does. There's something my father used to say. He's saying, when someone has the money for a thing, that is when it's cheap.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if it's
when you don't have the money, no matter how cheap it actually is, you still think it's not affordable.
It's not affordable. So anyone that wants to travel, at the end of the day, if they have the money, I mean, it's cheap.
So it depends on the individual.
It depends on the individual.
Right.
But then, I mean, it's not just the visa fee, but also citizenship fee. UK is at it again. Next story, CBN blacklists top loan defaulters. And you'll find that detail on page 17. 2027 governors. Inside Kwara APC consensus dilemma. And details are on page 3. To the Star story, 32 governors, 8,450 delegates arrive Abuja for APC convention. A writer to that says, government orders remote work. Well, I thought as much.
Right.
Because the road and gridlock fears remote work. Maybe it's possible.
Because of the
makes
fuel
sense
issue.
of the gridlock fears. Convention opens as party rebuffs lawsuit claims. Airlines, hotel cash in. Okay, so it's possible that there's some strong directive on workers working
has been
from
given.
Because
I remember now, yes. I think the head of the civil service of the Federation.
Well, this rule is quite scanty.
Directive. And incidentally, it gives the feel of a public holiday.
Yeah, it does. It does. It makes sense right now. Okay, that detail is right there on page 2. Next story, Ali to be crowned Ibadan Oba despite governor bid. Details on page 7. Blackouts cost Nigeria 40 trillion naira yearly, and that's coming from a report. This kind of story will not come from the ADC or any of the power holding firms. It has to come from a special report. Details on page 17. Because somehow I don't even know if they are calculating the costs, economic costs of this blackouts we are constantly having to.
And now this report is putting it at per annum of 40
trillion.
That's gradually getting close to 2026 budget.
I'm telling you. So it doesn't mean that someone was mentioning the fact that we don't even have our water boards working again.
Right.
And these are revenue generating agencies
of the government.
Of the government. So isn't that we're not interested in making money? Like, how are we so hinged on tax? And these agencies are there to, people will be willing, you don't even have to force them to pay. Of course, because they need water. You don't have to force them. Why not capitalize on these things? Why not make the best of these resources we have? Why do we have to hold Nigerians by their throats?
And we have the water.
And we have water. It's quite sad. Protest erupts as Venezuela president appears in New York court again. I mean, this is another interesting one, and details are right there on page 7. That is, I think that's basically all we have on the Punch newspaper. And we go now to the Nigerian Tribune as Uyi takes us through it.
All right, Nigerian Tribune, our next port of call. First one here says, court orders arrest of Taminu Turaki, PDP factional chairman. The court says he has refused to show up for his court hearing for trial, even though he had been duly served. He had done that, the court says, the last time, I think that was in January. But this issue started since 2022, when the Office of the Inspector General of Police took him to court, or as they say, dragged him to court over some alleged submission or supply of false information to the Nigeria police.
Wow.
So that has been the case in court. So it's not even something that has to do with the PDP problems, all right, the internal issues. Okay, one here with a picture of former governor of Kwara State, as well as a former president of the Senate here. Says efforts ongoing to put PDP on the ballots in 2027. You see, PDP is dealing with a lot of setback. To put the PDP on the ballot, not even about winning yet.
Are you even sure they want to be on the ballot?
Well, if they say they want to, do we have evidence to the contrary?
Because I've heard a few PDP members say, oh, we don't mind collaborating with APC. We don't mind supporting Tinubu 2027.
That they would even recommend the PDP does not field a presidential candidate.
And part of the claims was, oh, we have to support. We don't have, we know that he's going to win, so why not have a stake in it? Why not, form that coalition? Why not have that consensus agreement so that at the end of the day, we're not haunted. Let me add that. But I mean, it's Nigerian politics.
It is.
I am not surprised in any way.
Comes with a lot of intrigues. Well, we have another story top right here. It has a picture of President of the Senate. Anyoma State creation receiving attention. All right, then the big one, IGP submits state police framework to Senate. Things are moving real fast.
Well, there's a propaganda that says, I think I overheard it yesterday, and some people of the opinion saying, oh, why are they trying to create more states now? Is it that the president is a bit scared of getting the number of votes he needed, so we need to create additional as quick as possible so that we'd have the good percentages, covered across the states.
But then this may not even come to fruition until after the election.
They are saying, I saw news yesterday where Apabio says, oh, we would create this Anyoma State.
There's no timeline as to how soon this will happen.
It can happen anytime. You can't just be shocked.
Hopefully we can bank on you to continue to give us the updates as things progress. But here it says IGP submits state police framework to Senate. 75-page document focuses on operational, legal, administrative implications. It's been the mandate or part of the mandate given to the IGP upon being inaugurated by the president to see that this is done as quickly as possible. Plus, the president had told him to ensure he tackles insecurity head-on. Ali, 2 others to be installed as Obas in Ibadan land, April 3rd, even though we hear the gentleman has governorship ambition. A court discharges Stella Odua of 2.5 billion naira fraud. Some story reports that she has done restitution. That sounds a bit religious, but
and some story says that immediately she joined APC, her sins were forgiven.
That precondition that we keep hearing of. Well, hopefully she sins no more. Now, since we were talking about sins and forgiveness. Street urchins attack Lagos task force, set railway line ablaze. This is not good. This is not good. Street urchins attack Lagos task force, set railway line ablaze. Everybody involved in this sort of shameful acts must be brought to book by all means, right? APC set for convention as 8,453 delegates converge on Abuja today with 2 riders. Offices are zoned based on federal character principles. That's coming from Mansari, former governor of Katsina State. Federal government declines today work free at federal secretariats. Now Priscilla has her answer. Those details are on page 5. By the way, all the headlines from the Nigerian Tribune today, be sure you take a look at details so you can get context for yourself. And next will be the Vanguard newspaper.
Okay, on the Vanguard newspaper, first story at just above the nameplates. First very story there. CBN crashes ways and means to 2.8 trillion naira. That's coming from Cardoso. Details on page 19. LG autonomy key to fixing primary health care. Professor Adenike Grange. And that detail is on page 14. And just, well, I don't know why we can just get to see most of this positivity from women. I'm not being biased.
No, that's okay.
I'm not being biased, but
right.
I mean, we have local government chairmen that are now, some of them in the House of Rep, and they are the best people to understand how the local governments need autonomy. They are the best people to push for this thing. But I don't know if somehow they benefit from the system that is in existence right now, because I don't understand how you have once been a local government chairman and you are right there at the center of passing these laws, and you cannot lend your voice vehemently to a change. Doesn't mean that we only cry when it affects us. Right. And when it doesn't affect us,
again,
it's not a problem.
The selfish ambition of
selfish
talked about a while ago, right?
High fuel price, low passengers traffic hits transporters hard. Details on page 12. Oil price rises to $108 as Iran describes U.S. plan to end war one-sided. Iran is applying pressure.
Right.
Based on the powers they have. It's a good thing that they have some kind of powers.
Yeah. When it comes to this sort of situation, I mean, when you are at war, leverage is very crucial. In fact, it's fundamental. And leverage is relative to the parties that are at war.
Okay, next story. IGP submits framework for establishment of state police to Senate. This has been an ongoing conversation, and I don't know when it's going to, come into actualization. We see on irrelevant bills, something that is not so pressing. Sometimes really are passed quick, but then the very important ones. Lingers,
you're almost begging, and sometimes that assembly cycles out. That conversation is moved to, a time to be announced later.
I'm telling you, it's worrisome if you ask me.
It is.
Details on page 9. Health sector crisis. Unions protest power grab reform bill in Abuja. Power grab reform bill in Abuja. Okay, you want to find out what that means? On page 32. To the Star story, 2027, support for Tinubu ignites fresh rumbles in PDP. There are some riders to that. Turaki PDP rules out backing Tinubu amidst peace moves. No going back on reconciliation, Bode George, Saraki. Running one-party system worse than infidelity, and that's coming from Bode George. PDP will field presidential candidates, Wike's camp. We will ensure PDP remains a platform for aspirants, and that's coming from Saraki. Kwara PDP leader back Abuja convention. The House is still divided, obviously. I don't know whether to wish them all the best or to
So you say deal with it.
Deal with it. I mean, they didn't care about us, so why should we care? Agavi Pandef demands 25% derivation Southern presidency in 2027. Details on page 33. I think those are all we have for you, all there is on the Vanguard newspaper. Do well to get yourself a copy to read up details. Next point of call will be the Guardian newspaper.
All right, so top right corner with a picture of CBN Governor Olayemi Kado. So it says on the Guardian, CBN slashes Ways and Means to 2.84 trillion naira from 26.95 trillion naira in 2023. I know this was a big deal in 2023, but now it has significantly, very significantly been cut down. Federal government reduces power sector liabilities as NAMCO clears 2.16 trillion naira debts. Page 3 is where you have those details. Turaki appeals bench warrants as PDP faction forecloses supports for Tinubu's re-election. Again, this house stays divided because Wiki's faction is fully behind the president. What's more, the Star Story headline here has a kicker. Says Nigeria's heat crisis, power failure, fuel cost trigger public health financial crisis. On the right side of the front page of the Guardian newspaper, it reads, NLC CSOs warn Nigeria losing fights against corruption. Only 249 out of 774 local government council areas have pipe-borne water. So if that's the case, where do the others get their water from?
I mean.
249 out of
700 and
way less than half.
Way less.
In 2026. IGP submits state police framework, APC defense zoning, consensus, Tinubu's choice ahead of convention. And lastly, we have a headline on the foot of the front page. INEC warns of electoral violence, foreign influence ahead of 2027 polls.
I mean, I'm not surprised.
Right. Violence and foreign influence.
Especially foreign influence. It's one of their greatest fear. Well,
when you say they, politicians generally or the ruling party?
I don't know why INEC is concerned about foreign influence if they are not part of the ruling party.
Well, INEC is not a political party. In fact, INEC is the
INEC should be saying, "Oh, we need any form of justice. We need any kind of credibility. We need anybody that will come together."
Then should that now become a basis for you to welcome, embrace, or accept?
You're not accepting them.
You're
not working with them. But I mean, they will be able to give the judgment. We have foreign bodies. We have NGOs.
But he's not just talking about observing the polls. He's not just talking about monitoring the elections. He's talking about interference.
What is interference?
Should they interfere?
No, they
As we say in
shouldn't.
Pigeon Parlor, should they put their mouth?
They can't put their mouth.
To what extent?
They should.
In what way?
That is what. So they should release statements with clarity. Don't say, when you say foreign influence, what do you mean? Do you mean they shouldn't even come close? They should mind their business.
They shouldn't influence the process, or what still?
Foreign influence can be that they come around and make the observation and say, "Oh, INEC, I think you guys did not do well in this area. I observed
these are
reports. I observed this. I observed that." Some persons will call that foreign influence. So there should be a definition to foreign influence.
Well,
they should make it clear.
I think for those who are in Priscilla's
camp,
yes, should please read all details this morning from the Guardian newspaper so you can stay better informed. All right. So next is the New Telegraph newspaper.
Okay, New Telegraph. First story. Okonjo Iweala, global trade hit by worst disruptions in 80 years. Interesting. Group raises the alarm over 129.5 billion naira spent on suspended 2023 census. I mean, this country is just a joke at the end of the day. How do you spend 123.5 129.5 billion naira.
129.
Well, sorry,
Almost
129 point,
almost 130.
almost 130 billion naira for a suspended census. And
So what value did we get from it? Or was the value process suspended? Maybe something.
Okay, maybe the money is still going to be used,
soon.
or maybe the materials that were bought will still be used in some other.
That's a possibility. But again, I mean, your concern is totally valid. Somebody needs to be explaining this.
Exactly.
Somebody needs to show accountability in very concrete terms.
Exactly. Anything goes. Like anything goes. As long as you are in some person's good books, they keep quiet. As long as you are loyal to some person, people that matter, somehow they just keep quiet about it. But this is not something that should go under the carpet. I mean, I think Nigerians need to demand more from this, if you ask me. Next story, Article 2A at AGF. No amount of rhetoric can erase OPL 245 disputes. Details on page 2. Court orders arrest of PDP factional chair Turaki. I've appealed the bench warrant, and that detail is right there on page 3 and 5. NLC blasts Nigeria's anti-corruption fight, warns graft now systemic. Details on page 2. New UK visa fee for Nigerians begin April 8. So plan fast. If you need to go, start going today. Details on page 1. Or you need to pay for citizenship. You got to pay already. APC National Convention, there's a star story. Credibility on trial amidst rising discontent. I wonder who has this story. Some writers said that zoning non-negotiable, 8,453 delegates expected, and that's coming from Masari. 2027 Muslim ticket could spell doom for party. Vasta says not will reject candidates. Well, read up details on page 3, 4, and 28. Health workers storm NAS, rejects bill ceding 24 council to doctors. Details on page 6. ICPC monitors 21 trillion naira FG contract, tracks 405 billion naira state projects. A writer to that says discovers abandoned underperforming project. Details on page 2. Digital threats, insecurity challenge to credible elections, and that's coming from INEC. I don't know who INEC is telling. I hope they are speaking to the right persons, because they cannot be talking to Nigerians. Says citizens more likely to accept poll outcome when they believe in electoral process. Of course, this is not news. But then you want to read up details on page 4. Middle East crisis, Trump's latest Iran threat spikes oil prices. Some writers said that Brent could hit $107 BP. Philippines transport workers strike over fuel costs. Israel kills IRCG's top Navy commander, Navy intelligence chief. Iran death toll passes 1,900, 1,100 in Lebanon. Okay? It's not getting funny at this point. Amidst medication in childhood may release... Okay, ADHD, sorry, I beg your pardon. ADHD medication in childhood may reduce later psychosis risk, and that's coming from a study. Details on page 30. Read up details on the New Telegraph.
Incidentally, that's our last paper on the program this morning. Thank you, Priscilla. We do hope our viewers find a reason and, of course, the time to look at details for yourself, and that way you'll be better informed about the direction of the news today going into the weekend. We'd like to remind you, as always, that these headlines are brought to you here on Global Morning exactly as published by their respective publishers. Global Television has no contribution or input to them. We'll take a break. When we return, Ogochukwu Mobuna will be here with Priscilla to bring you Social Buzz.
When social media speaks, we listen and we bring you the extra. It's your one-stop shop for trends, tweets, and the tea everyone's sipping on. Join the conversation, share your thoughts, and get that extra dose of what's shaking the internet.
And on issues making wave on social media to your doorstep.
Social Buzz Extra, where the trend meets the talk, only on Global TV.
Good morning, Nigerians and viewers around the world. It's time to look at buzzing issues on social media. Now imagine calling your electricity provider to complain about poor power supply, only to be told to find an alternative. That's exactly what happened to a Lagos-based on-air personality sparking reactions online. Popular OAP Robbie Ekpo has expressed shock after contacting an electricity distribution company in Lagos to inquire about the persistent poor power supply in his area. According to Ekpo, rather than receiving reassurance or a possible solution, he was reportedly advised by a representative of the company to switch to solar power, with the response, "Better you switch to solar. There is nothing we can do." The comment has since stirred conversations on social media, with many Nigerians sharing similar experiences and frustrations over the state of electricity supply in the country. As power challenges persist, citizens continue to call for improved service delivery and accountability from electricity providers. Let's take a look at some comments from social media. All right, the first comment here is from the Food Networking 2, and this person says, the whole country needs to switch to solar power. Why they turn National Grid to amusement park? Make them convert those wires to skipping rope. That's funny, but not funny right now because we are all feeling the heat. All right, second comment coming from Hugo Sanchez, and Sanchez says, solar companies has grouped themselves to monopolize the system. That's what the oil cartels did for several decades. Now it is solar companies. We suffered that for decades in the hands of oil cartels, which made Nigeria remain in blackout till today, and Tinubu is our president. All right, the last but not the least comment coming from I Don't Know You. And I Don't Know You says, they are making everything uncomfortable for us on a daily basis, and people are campaigning every day for them. I'm so tired. Poor man picking no great value for Nigeria again. All right, thank you everyone who drops their comment today on the program Social Buzz. Well, I'm not doing this alone today in the studio. I have with me Priscilla Obasi. Good morning, Priscilla.
Good morning, Ogochukwu.
All right, so I'm going to ask you quickly, how is the heat in your area?
Let me start by commenting on the first comment. That is the Food Network. I virtually see that person every post on social.
Very active.
Very active. A lady, I presume she's a lady. I mean, for someone to be that consistent, you are more consistent than our power in Nigeria. Kudos to you.
She should be given the Minister of Power, I guess.
But the situation of power, of course, it's everywhere. It has not been funny. My soups have spoiled over and over again. Good. I mean, you cannot even say, as a working mother, I say, oh, let me cook and store somewhere in the fridge. When I come back, people just gonna dish themselves. It's making life hard.
Very hard.
And harder. And so you have
because right now we have poor electricity and we also cannot afford to buy fuel.
Thank you.
You see, you cannot even fall back to one thing. And you know, the way you say, go solar, it looks like you can just go to the market and buy solar just like you buy food.
I'm even thinking, I'm even suspecting that our leaders in this country have entered the solar business.
Because someone just mentioned monopolization.
Because I mean, just recently we heard that even Aso Rock they are moving to
solar.
So who is providing the solar power for them? I mean, there's someone in that business doing it.
So making money.
I don't want to push any propaganda here, but it is sad. It is sad in the sense that these people are tax collectors. They want tax. This is a good means to collect tax. People would gladly pay for power. People would gladly pay for water. People would gladly pay for this.
These are basic amenities.
These are when you want to generate revenue, legit means, legit ways that you don't have to cajole Nigerians to give you revenue. So why do you leave all of that sector where people, basic needs, and that people will gladly give to you, and now go to another means of taxing them from their businesses when you cannot. So it's a problem of you not even wanting a solution. If you say you're a tax collector, if you say you want to tax Nigerians, tax them rightly, tax them Create good systems. Make water boards are not even working at this moment.
No.
You cannot go to a state. There are states that have not received or don't know.
They don't even know what water board
They don't even know
means.
that water board means. What water board? I don't know. They pay for those things. So why not make these systems workable? Why not make it, better for the people, so that when they are paying for whatever amenities they are paying for, they are gladly giving you the money. You don't even have to stress. But instead, you will not do all of that. You will not invest back into the people. You will not use their money to. When they removed first subsidy, part of the promises they gave to us was that we are going to put this back into the system. But till now, we are not able to account for whatever it is they've made from the removal of fuel subsidy. Accountability, zero. People just come out to do whatever they want to do because they feel Nigerians are quiet. It's our money. We are the leaders. We are the ones that are in charge of these things. And everybody else, every other person can go to hell. It is sad. We have bad leaders. As much as we want to say, okay, it's a leadership citizenry problem, we have bad leaders.
Do you know what my pain is right now, Priscilla? Every day in the news, I get to hear one politics or the other. It's all about politics right now. A lot of times we get to see this one is going for this one has deferred to this one is moving this way. In fact, rally here and there, and nobody is even addressing the issue. The last time we had the Minister of Power, Adelabu, come out to address this issue, he said it was beyond him. In fact, he's overwhelmed. And I cannot imagine a minister saying such a thing. And right now, this is a representative from this power distribution company telling you to go solar because right now there's nothing they can do about it.
I mean, Nigerians.
If the leaders are talking like this, then what are we, the citizens, going to do about it? When you said these are places that we can generate genuine tax, I really believe that's just the best. If you can give light, water, and those basic amenities, I tell you, are going to get your tax. Nigeria, we are going to, and because you are seeing what you are paying for, so you can. That they are willing to pay.
Exactly.
They are willing to pay for all these things because these are things that you would need it every day. Right now, you can't even go solar. You cannot depend on the light from the distribution company. You cannot buy fuel to fuel your generator. So what are we going to do about it? It's becoming too much. It's like the rain now chooses where to fall in Abuja. Because sometimes in my area, I just get to hear that it rains somewhere. And I'm what? So what exactly can we do right now? It's becoming too much, honestly. I feel bad for the country right now.
It is sad. I would say Nigerians should keep demanding from these people. We cannot keep quiet.
How long?
It gets worse. One of the promises that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu made, his campaign promise was that electricity will be stable. We need to keep playing that video. When he comes out 2027 to campaign again, you need to remind him of his promises.
Hold him responsible.
Hold him responsible. Don't keep quiet, because if you keep quiet, they feel you are forgotten. So Nigerians, it's time to keep speaking until you see the result you want.
All right. It seems like this one is only going to go by fasting and prayer. That's the only thing we can do about it. While alternative energy options like solar are becoming more popular, many Nigerians believe the responsibility still lies with distribution companies to deliver reliable power. The question remains, are power providers doing enough? Well, this is the size of our conversation today on the show, Social Pulse on Global Morning. I am your host, Ogochukwu Mobuna, and I'll be leaving in the hands of Priscilla and we as they usher us into the discussion section of Global Morning. Good morning once again, Nigeria and the rest of the world. Bye for now.
When social media speaks, we listen and we bring you the extra. It's your one-stop shop for trends, tweets, and the tea everyone's sipping on. Join the conversation, share your thoughts, and get that extra dose of what's shaking the internet.
And on issues making wave on social media to your doorstep.
Social Boss Extra, where the trend meets the talk, only on Global TV.
Our language, our vibrant culture and colorful tradition, our industrious and hospitable people. This is Nigeria, a nation that prides itself in abundant human and natural resources. From east to west, north to south, we sparkle, we shine, we have a common bond. Fellow Nigerians, let's do away with ethnic, religious and regional sentiments that divide us as a people. God has blessed us and empowered us to find strength in diversity. Let's make our faith and way of worship our source of unity as we build our nation that stays united. Nigeria, together today, together always. This is a public announcement brought to you by Global Television.
At Witchtech Cables, we don't just make cables, we deliver excellence. Our products are built with advanced technology, trusted for their unmatched quality and durability. With a wide range of cables, swift delivery, and continuous innovation, we stay ahead of the market demand. We are proudly Nigerian, fully indigenous, yet world-class. Backed by a professional team, strong technical support, and a deep commitment to customer satisfaction. Witchtech Cables is more than a brand, it's a promise. Witchtech Cables, quality cables better than the best.
Wake up with Global Morning, your daily guide to what's happening and making the rounds.
We delve into headlines, newspaper reviews, spot-on analysis, policies, current events, real talk, real issues that affect us all.
From the latest trends to the debate, every topic, every angle, Global Morning is where it all starts.
Global Morning,
For the latest issues,
always on point.
Watch Global Morning Monday to Friday at 7 a.m. Saturday and Sunday at 8 a.m. on Global Television.
In an age of breaking news, you need a trusted source that prioritizes accurate, factual, and unbiased reporting. This is AM News, and I am Ubong Usoro.
On Global Television, our news is rooted in verified and authoritative storytelling that keeps you educated, informed, and enlightened on all the issues that matter to you. I am Sadia Yakubu. This is Midday News.
You can trust our multi-platform news broadcast real-time and fast-check stories for all the big local and foreign headlines round the clock. I am Ramsey Enoch Agbo. This is News Express.
Our array of anchors delivers the news to our teeming viewers, breaking it down with context and perspective. This is News Cycle on Global Television. I am Anieti Patrick.
And the flagship news is your hub for the day's most engaging stories. This is News Prime, and I am Jumai Manson.
Did you miss any of our news rounds? No worries. Catch up at 10 p.m. and midnight, 7 days of the week. I am Mukhtar Kasim.
Global TV is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. We're active across all social media platforms at Global TV NG.
Global TV News, accurate and unbiased. I'm Uyi Agmofwebe. For the All Progressives Congress, APC, the weekend has started not because of plans to party, but because the party plans to have quite a historic
moment as it heads gradually towards 2027. That means that the National Convention, the elective convention in some cases has been called, is holding this weekend starting from today. Questions have been asked about this epoch-making event and how it will shape the ruling party. And for most members of the party, there's no better time to be excited than now. For many members of the party as well, this is one moment that we define and redefine the APC going forward. This morning, we're joined by a member of the party to help us understand really what's happening in the party and what this means for not just 2027, but the leadership of the APC from bottom to top. Haruna Brahimo is a member of the ruling APC. So I'd like to say a big thank you to you for coming.
Thank you so much. My pleasure.
Great. I mean, left to me, we probably should have had this conversation after maybe Monday morning when the events will have been over. But it's good you're here to give us an insight into what this is all about. The APC now is priding itself in saying that we are not only structured, or maybe the most structured political party in Nigeria today, we're also the most, if you like, focused in terms of how we provide a leadership framework around our operations and things like that. So talk to us about what this convention means.
Yeah, normally, convention is part of the political drive or the political activities of any party. And just like Nigeria, we operate a party system-driven democracy. That means there are more than, not just APC, I think we have more than 30 political parties that exist in Nigeria. And it is expected that at every given point in time, maybe 2 years or 4 years, the party structure come together, create a platform called convention to review its activities, how they are fed in providing leadership for the country or for the given society they operate in. So APC is just one of those parties in Nigeria doing such, and also to look into their internal mechanism, how they'll be able to strengthen their own the party structure itself that is providing the governance for the people. Because without a proper party structure, you cannot collect machinery to drive your manifesto. The machinery is the government. Government is the machinery upon which party manifestos are driven. So at every point in time, the party meets, review, look into the programs that they say they are going to provide for the people. How have they be feeling it? How have they be doing it? And the party on its own have structure that cut across national chairman, vice chairman, or the party executive, how they are faring, how they be able to manage and run the party in agreement and relationship with the governance leadership that by extension they are providing for the general Nigerians. In such review, there is time for tenure review. Also, if there is need for replacement of party officials, need for new elections, whatever need to be done, and even if there is need for constitutional review of the party, because there may be ideological change or need for such, they also review all this. And the essence of it is to get the party properly set up. Because a party cannot just be running for years without looking at itself and review its own activities to know if they are on the trajectory of positive narrative-driven governance engagement with the people. You understand? And those who are driving the affairs of the people need also to be reviewed in accountability and with sense of direction in relationship with the vision of the party. When such review is done, if there is need for their tenure to be elongated or sustained, it is sustained through the convention. If there is need their tenure is expired and there is need for new party officials to be voted into the respective party structure or party offices, they also do it in the convention. That is what the convention is all about. It's expected of every political party constitutionally as far as democracy is concerned. And APC does not just pride itself, it's also has been able to sustain this aspect of political expectation for a very long time since inception, for 2014, 2016, you know, after the election of presidential election of 2019, they'll be able to manage the affairs of the party and to drive two presidential 8 years, and we are in the second lap of the second presidential provision for Nigeria right now.
Okay, so you keep saying if there's need, and all of that. I, like my colleague said, we wish we were having this conversation with you after the whole convention. But personally, I want to ask you, and this is on a personal note, is there anything you have observed, or basically any change that you think the APC needs at this point, even in this convention? Because you kept saying if there is need. Is it that there is no constitution that states there should be a need to change, at a certain time, maybe after 2 years, after 4 years? Or is it basically based on assessment and,
My first response was being generalistic about what convention entails for political parties. I did. So narrowing it to APC, we have a constitution. Every structure, every party office, every structure of the APC, as far as executive position is concerned, is tenured. When I say if there is need to sustain the leadership, if the people feel you have done well, they can sustain you in your leadership when the end of your first tenure.
Even if you have, other people vying for that same position.
It depends. That is why I said the party mechanism has been able to strengthen itself from 2014 so well to date that we've not had any need for it, because it's also part of the constitutional expectation or provision or availability for the party to use the zoning model, the consensus model, the electionary model, whether it's direct or indirect model. There are different models of choosing your leadership across within the political party structure. So when the party decides to use any of this model, the most important thing is sustaining that model and using it in a way that it provides the needed leadership that will help whoever the party has provided to lead Nigeria to drive the manifesto of the political party.
Okay, let's talk about defections. In the last, should I say, 3 months, we've been seeing defections, of different governors, different, people from other parties coming into the APC, and it seems to be a victory for the APC. The APC have bragged about this. Do you think it poses any threat whatsoever to the party?
Defection poses threat to the party?
Yes. Do you think people coming from different parties, there are people that are coming with, funny motives into your party?
There is a primary motive of being a political party. First of all, what is the motive of a political party? A political party is coming together of people with similar ideology with the motive of using the machinery of government, seeking the mandate of the people to drive the manifestos of the party, to drive policies for the people. So whoever is coming to APC supposed to know that it's a progressive platform, you understand, with its own economic ideology, with the whole ideology as far as Nigeria structure is concerned. The APC have the ideas how Nigeria structure should be run. APC have an idea how the Nigeria economy should be run. APC have an idea how the Nigeria infrastructure evolution should be driven. You understand? So anybody that is coming should also be able to have accept those ideological framework that is coming to accept all this. So you coming to the party is not a threat. Like the president rightly said, when your own ship, you feel there's turbulence and it's sinking, and you have a ship that is big enough to accommodate and create space for you, and the activities of your ship does no longer align with your personal political ideology, which you are now seeing in the other ship, it's constantly provided you jump ship.
Okay.
So it's not a threat at all. Why should it be a threat?
I mean, there's a term you used a while ago, mechanism. You used that term in reference to how your party elects leaders and does assessments of its own operations and things like that. That mechanism has been faulted by some members of your party, even right here on some of our live programs. They say they have been, in a manner of speaking, disenfranchised from even throwing their hat in the ring. That is to say that the party, some way, somehow, for whatever reason, has prevented them from being able to participate in vying for leadership positions. All right? For some people, they are apparently aggrieved. Yes, you can do the damage control on the program, but when push comes to shove, what are the implications and how does the party intend to address those concerns?
We don't, we should stop driving narrative with sentiments, and at times we also allow persons with delusional ambition to give them platform.
In your party.
Anybody, we give them platform to like accelerate or expand on this delusion. You know, ironically, a delusion mind is worse than a megalomaniac, because you assume. Can you prepare them? Yeah, when you are having a megalomaniac is somebody that assume in an illusory manner where he want to be, or is already accepted that he's here, where in reality it does not even qualify.
So they are disconnected from reality.
You know, they are disconnected from reality. You're talking about a franchise. Franchise is the right every citizen have to participate in an election process. You understand? That's a constitutional provision. The same constitution now recognize, even with all judicial pronouncements and jurisprudence, have also given the power to run a party for them to have their own party constitution. Do you understand?
Right.
Then we read about party supremacy. Party supremacy, what do you think it is? Is it about person or about the structure and constitution of the party? You understand? If my party is saying that we are adopting by constitution, we have constitutionally amended our regulations that our party is towing this line of elective officials into the respective structural position available. You understand? And you as a member of that party is not aligning with the constitution of the party. You are now jumping to come on air. That is where the megalomania attitude now come from. On the premise that it's your franchise, it's your right. Your rights have limitation. And the constitution, yes, the Nigerian constitution have also thrown you to let you know that from the day you belong to that party, you are bounded by the party constitution.
Right.
You understand? When it comes to the party affair, there is a difference between a voter and a party person. A voter does not have business with, it may not necessarily belong to a particular party.
Right.
But a party person is also a voter. So the right to vote is different from the right to operate, vote and be voted for within your party, because that right is subject to the constitution of your party.
So as this constitution,
the party structure will tell you the model through which the elections of party officials should be conducted. And if that model is not, it does not augur well with you, first of all, the party constitution is accepted constitution. That means majority of members. There is nothing like absolute in democracy. Even the Abraham Lincoln definition of democracy has been subjected to scrutiny over the years because it drives absolutism, which is deceiving this generation. There is nothing like absolute. It's talking about majority. That means there must be discerning minds. There must be discontented minds. But you pick the majority. While the minority have their voice, you understand? The majority have their way. When the majority have said this is how it should be run, and it's accepted by the party, if you have a minority voice, your voice has been heard. Maybe subsequently, if it's adjusted, if the constitution and mechanism is adjusted to suit what you want in future, then will you not be against it? The party has said zoning. Zoning is in the party constitution.
Right.
So your right to exercise your so-called franchise should first of all be precipitated upon where your zone is, what is zoned to your area. We have 6 geopolitical zones in Nigeria. Every office in the party structure has been zoned accordingly. If the chairman of the party is zoned to North Central, I'm from South. I should say because
so that
of franchise
disqualifies you.
It's not about disqualification. I just told you from the beginning, this is the party structure and the party constitution. The eligibility, as the constitution has already said, that your eligibility is precipitated on what favors your zone. So go and contest for what favors your zone. Let you be 20 coming out if the welfare secretary, national welfare secretary position of APC is zoned to South. Let you be 100 contesting for.
You can decide to say you want to run.
Of course. But I cannot, in the name of I have franchise that is limited to my party constitution. You are carrying the blanket franchise of Nigeria constitution. The day you belong to that party, the constitution has also referred you to abide by the rule of the party.
But just so we're sure, and then we're also able to beat your response in the context. Some of these persons are from the North Central, and these are some of the offices zoned to the to the North Central zone. But let's move away from that.
No, I can also provide answers. Okay. Whether it's not.
So how would you respond to that?
No, because if the office is zoned to the North Central, remember, After zoning come the consensus.
Right.
You understand? And the delegates has consensusly said this is whom they want.
So is that consensus basically tied to financial capacity in any sort? Because some people have said
that's some of the concerns.
I don't have money. That's why they are, restricting.
I'll give you two answers. Your name is what?
Priscilla.
Okay, Priscilla. Let me give you two answers that are very valid. Yeah. When we discuss democracy, I told you before, when you are talking about democracy and politics, drop sentiments, drop delusion. Democracy is a foreign type of government accepted by Nigeria. So even where it comes from, democracy has been found to be financially cost effective or not cost effective.
Capital
intensive.
Right.
Okay.
You understand? Even from where it comes from America. You understand? Do you understand my point?
Of course.
So why are you blaming because you don't have money? I don't want to hear that.
So
you have shifted from you are being disenfranchised now to because you don't have money.
Are we not supposed to be looking at integrity?
I'm not talking about what is integrity and capacity.
Capacity.
Those that have money, they lack integrity and capacity.
Well, sometimes.
I'm not poor. I might not be super rich, but I have credibility. I have capacity. I have the 3 C's. I'm very, very competent across the strata, from professionalism to media to politics and what have you. Even as a family man, you understand?
Yes, sir.
I'm a competent father.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes.
But if where I belong to, that I have said I'm a bona fide member, and I have to play by the rules. If I look, I weigh all the parameters that it does not favor me. Tell yourself the truth. Don't go and be grandstanding. There's always a because. There's always a if. What if and what if not? If this man had money tomorrow, would he have been saying this? You understand? Nobody has disturbed anybody. The party, after the zoning, say this thing is zoned to the North Central, these positions. And in these North Centrals, they have their own Congress, all the delegates. If the delegate, majority of them say consensusly, we are adopting this person. Nobody has stopped you from going to throw your heart in the ring. But from there, you're supposed to use your teeth to cut your tongue, or use your tongue to cut your teeth, to know that if the majority are saying they are consensually adopting option A, and you option B, you are not coming on media that you are being disenfranchised. What is your level play field you are talking about? The level play field does not tell you it has to be like this. You were not there whether money exchange hand or not. But these people said consensusly they have adopted. The reason they have given, they never measured money. You understand? They have told you that because this XYZ person has provided the needed leadership that all go well with their expectation. You understand? But you are coming out to allege of finance, allege of this. Even the money, you need finance to even buy the phone.
Okay, so there are situations where people defect from other parties. Prominent governors, prominent persons move from party A to party B. Say move from the example, maybe from the PDP to the ADC. And these people are given priority basically because they are top politicians. Whereas those that have been in the party trying to grind, trying to build, trying to defend the government at every stance, are being neglected because they don't have the prominence. Is it not a
neglected in what way?
It's just exactly what we're talking about, giving opportunities for leadership. And you say, okay, because this person has more, electoral value.
They have political clout.
Exactly, political clout. We would rather give it to him than you.
Sorry, Priscilla.
Don't you think it poses a threat to the party?
Priscilla,
yes, sir.
Political leadership involves electoral value.
So it means that anyone can come from any party and take over the APC?
No, first of all.
Because they have political value?
No. What are you bringing in? As a governor, for example, you are coming to the APC. By the APC arrangement, by any party constitutional arrangement, the leader of the party in the state is the governor.
So what is then the value? What is then the value of the APC?
Excuse
if anyone comes in?
No, it's not anyone. We are talking of governor, for example.
Because he has political value?
No, I said the leader of the party in a state is the governor. So when the governor comes to the state, when the governor decamp, automatically is bringing his entire structure to add to existing structure. You understand? For example, a state without APC governor is led by the state party chairman. You understand? Just providing party leadership, not state leadership. So imagine a state with an APC governor. Is providing leadership as a governor and by extension leadership for the existing chairman. You understand? Like advisory leadership. Not necessarily running the affairs of the party.
So the state party chairman becomes subservient to the
not necessarily. That's why I say not necessarily. I say advisory, because you are the governor of the state. You are the one driving the policy
but
of the party.
He's bringing structure. He's bringing a lot.
Of course, because the structure is bringing. No, the structure is bringing is the value, is the what. Do you want to encourage people coming to your party without electoral what? You need electoral work to win elections.
So it's a give or take something.
Every election, every political arrangement is give or take. Every. Across any party in the world on earth.
Compromise.
It's part of politics. It's part of governance.
So are we saying that there's no point where a person is coming to the APC and asking him, do you care about the people? What do you want to give back to the people? Do we have such conversations?
The manifesto of the party is about the people. Why did the party first of all design their manifestos? Is to serve the people, to render stewardship. So even the governor from the other party, what was the essence of him being elected on the platform of that party to govern the people? Is it not for the welfare of the people?
Oh, so you said that's foundational.
You understand? So that one is already there. The governor is not coming to the party and I said he's not going to build roads. Rather, he's aligning that, okay, this is a robust platform where I can do better. Can't you see what the APC governors are doing? And it's enviable to other governors across that they even feel that they will want to be. If I take Edo State, for example, when we were coming, when the APC bug was entering the South, it came through Edo State. No, let's be frank, Priscilla.
Okay.
It started with ACN with Oshomole. We saw the performance of Oshomole. Everybody in Edo State begin to so it's like an alternative party arrangement can bring governance that will be this good. That means they started jettisoning PDP. You understand? Not be today start. From there, Oshomole is trying to sustain the progress by bringing in a successor in Obaseki who ran his first term on APC. You understand? And there was issues, he jumped ship to PDP. Just the 4 years of him being a PDP, the people again felt he has deranged from governance delivery. You understand?
Because he joined.
No, the people. These people are not APC, they are voters. Now the people decided again, let's go back to where good governance delivery.
And which is APC.
It's epoch. Now we now have a 14-year-old APC governor in Edo State that has become revolutionary. It's even surpassing what others have done. And then other states now start looking. And with that, whatever you want to call it, whether it's luck, whether it's a good governance charisma, or it's a talisman, political talisman in South, today, every other state in South is APC. Are you aware of that?
Well,
no, are you aware of that? Do you think it's just for political belonging? Because some of these governors are second-term governors. They don't have anything to lose.
They have a lot to lose.
Yes.
Because they still want to be influential and be in charge.
It's different from a first-term governor. That will feel.
Not desperation.
You understand? So if you compare, when you are in APC, there is heavy competition among the governors in APC. One thing of such competition is performance.
So I believe, or I don't know why our politicians have tagged performance to building of roads. I know that roads are important, but I feel like it's the big.
No, you are
when they are building roads.
Priscilla, you are getting it wrong.
We still have citizens.
Performance. I'm talking of when you talk of infrastructure.
Why
do Nigeria feel infrastructure is road?
That is what they call performance.
Who be there?
APC governor.
No. Because Priscilla, on this program, on different fora across different stations, we have analyzed when they were voting Governor Monday Okpebholo as the best governor in Nigeria the other day. Which sector did they vote him on? Was it on road infrastructure?
Oh, maybe you tell us.
No, and it was voted in education.
Okay.
Uyi is from Edo State. Maybe because no, what I'm telling you is when you talk of this non-narrow performance, for example, when it was being voted as the fifth best state, or no, on fiscal responsibility.
So maybe you want to
by budgeting, budgeting, the budgeting platform, a non-governmental that is even apolitical, that is even more critical of the APC. You understand? Led by Shehu Onibide. He's the owner of budgeting platform.
Are you aware that we still have Yahoo boys?
I'm coming. They cannot see these things. We're talking of these are societal issues.
Okay.
Government is continuing, society evolve. You understand? And the world itself, even your divine existential is tied to constant striving for perfection. Even we achieve the Mr. D in our Mr. D Niger characteristic of human nature. You understand? We strive for perfection. We can never achieve a perfect society. But the impact is what we should be looking at. Even when we know that there are some existential issues, things that still exist that needs to be attended to. You understand? The one that will be attended to, let's also try to review it. I just mentioned education. So when he was voted as the fifth,
I would like you to, buttress. Let us know what he has done in the education.
All right. First of all, when he came to government in Edo State, we had before him there was a program called Edo Best. Edo Best was an education initiative of the former governor that was so good in packaging, in theory, when it had to do with the curriculum, alignment, improve technological involvement in learning, school infrastructure, and what have you. You understand? And the World Bank empowered that program with $75 million.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
8 years after, which involved also teachers, how to get teachers, recruit more teachers, and all those things. And then Edo State was among the least states after Zamfara by budgetary allocation for education. We were that poor. You understand? Yeah. So everybody applauded the Edo Best initiative of the then governor.
Okay.
So they said that the likes of Sanwo-Olu and other states have to send some people to Edo State to come and look at the model. You understand?
Yeah.
But like I always say, a vision without a mission is a mirage. No matter how well packaged a vision is, when it does not translate to reality.
Exactly.
So coming to power in November 2024, His Excellency Governor Mondo Okpebholo set up an asset verification. Let us know some of these programs and the monies, because these are debts. So
and the real impact.
God bless you.
That is where
exactly. We discovered that first of all, $65 million was released on this Edo Best. And only the 65 that were released from the World Bank, only $5 million was traceable to the education. You understand? And yet, 70% of the schools in Edo State were in the total dilapidation.
Okay.
You understand? So a school that is dilapidated, a school that does not have educational infrastructure, how is it going to drive on iPads? You understand?
Yes.
You pick some schools within Benin City to celebrate the program.
Yes.
And you abandon, and we have 18 local governments.
Yes.
Each local government have like 7 to 10 wards. You know how many? Each ward have like 9 to 10 villages. You get my point?
Yeah.
And all these villages have primary and secondary schools.
True.
Where is the teachers? We discovered that we audited, and we discovered that some schools have just the principal and the rest, some community pay corpus.
Even after all of the fundings.
Exactly.
Okay.
So then that was how the awards. So within just 14 months, what did he do? He discovered that he recruited about. He designed a platform, call it Edo Star, that he was going to give employment to 5,000 teachers in the states, and he outsourced them. Outsourced. I'm on air.
Okay.
I have a brother here.
I wonder why he had to outsource though.
Exactly. He outsourced them and made them contract staff, paying them 39,000 naira. Graduate teachers. So these graduate teachers were practically running away from these schools. Because when you still go around some of these schools, you see that you don't find teachers. You understand? Yeah. You have to find out why are these people, so-called teachers, not staying in the school. Some still run back to Benin City, they can't stay in the rural area. Some just take it as a stipend job. They are doing other things in the city. Just go and collect your salary. When month end, go and do biometry. You know the way they run it. Yeah. You understand?
Yeah.
And after this review, he appointed a very versatile commissioner for education, whom he took from SUBEB to education, Dr. Paddy Iyamu. He said, let's review the entire process and let's invest in education. From the human capital, debt of human capital, to the school infrastructures. You understand? He started from the get-go. He approved the construction of 100 schools, reconstruction, renovation, and revamping, as the case may be, depending on the nature of the state of the school. That across the 18 local governments. And as at 1 year, he has delivered on 68
of the 100.
Of the 100.
Wow.
I'm telling you why they gave him.
Best performing government.
You understand? Then he reviewed the curriculum, discovered that the people he brought as consultants, the former governor, they went away with the password. The curriculum was not aligning with the universal basic education standard. That is another aspect of it, beyond the infrastructure of building the school now. Then you look at the teachers. Can you build schools with good chairs and everything, providing water, everything, perimeter fencing for security? Because some of these schools were taken over by Amugo criminals without good teachers. Why are teachers running away? They discovered that some of these teachers, all of them were on 39,000. And they were contract staff, they were never staff, they were not civil servants. And a disenchanted staff is a risk to the productivity of an organization. Exactly. What did he not do? He added 1,000 to the 5,000.
That's how much?
6,000. 1 day.
Okay.
Broke record. He gathered all of them.
Was that increment of payment?
Wait, when you automatically become a full teacher, you are now minimum wage.
Okay.
Do you know what it takes to be from 39,000 to almost 200,000?
Interesting.
He called them to Benin in the festival hall in Government House. Sat with them physically. This is not rumor. He first of all gathered all their data. At least he had the data in his office. Across different senatorial districts and local government, they reviewed their activities. Then on the final day, when all the about everything, he called them physically one-on-one. You take your letter, go to the rural area you are posted to, and you are supposed to be teaching. You are now a full staff on level 9. Edo State Civil Service. You have access to every emolument package, including NHIS, because as a contract staff, you don't have access to NHIS. As a contract staff, you are not pensionable. As a contract staff, you don't have gratuity. Isn't it? As a contract staff, you don't have pension. Now you are not a member of Edo State Civil Service. You are not a complete civil servant. And they give you transportation depending on the cost to your local government.
After
get right there. Okay. Physical, not transfer to your account. They go cut down for you.
Okay.
Do you understand my point?
Yeah.
That alone, he has solved the debt of human capital needs of the education. Yeah. You understand? And it's not stopping there because he has promised that before the end of the year, we add another 1,000.
Okay, I want us to come to Abuja now. I mean, your convention, because that's what we started from.
If we talk to the fiscal responsibility, he was reviewed. Because in the balance sheet of Edo State when he came, we had a lot of debt that runs into foreign debt and local debt. Just within 1 year, the only governor in Nigeria that he has not borrowed 1 naira to run the states, even with all the work, and yet is paying both domestic and foreign debt. He has paid about $47 million in foreign debt and has paid 32 billion naira in domestic debt. Right. That was why he was voted as number 5th best state on fiscal prudence.
I think we're going to have a day to talk about it.
We have a lot to talk about when it comes. So things like this will naturally attract
into the APC.
Any other governor, how are you doing it?
But let's talk about your convention now. There are members of your party again. I mean, top-ranking members of your party who say that this convention will be a defining moment for the APC, because one of them has said here on multiple occasions that there are people doing inside damage within your party. There are people whose motives, whose intentions do not align with the renewed agenda of the president. In fact, this person says the whole idea for them is they want to undermine the Tinubu administration. They want to paint the administration in bad light. And then I asked him, are these people members of your party? And he says, oh yes, they are card-carrying members or bona fide members of my party. So I say to him again, is the president aware you have such people? He says yes. In fact, he is confident at the right time the president will wield the big stick to ensure that such persons are flushed out of the party. What kind of APC do you see the morning after? I'm saying after the convention, what kind of APC do you see? Is it an APC where you're going to have if you like, a population of members who are disgruntled following the outcome of this convention, or an APC that becomes stronger, more united, and better prepared for 2027?
You know, Uyi, the people you interviewed and that made their grievance or their alleged...
This gentleman is not about grievance.
Yeah,
It's about saying his concern is that
that alleged is concern. Excuse me. He alleged is concern.
Right.
Every organization in organization management, we have what is called policy implementation satisfacy. When this, for example, in your own organization here, the Global TV Network will design a policy. Policy align with vision, but they are two different things because of the timing of actualization. And this policy, they design an implementation process. There are policies within the organization that will create slash variables into the implementation process. That is what is called satisfacy. You understand? They initiate those slash variables that every point in time, those variables become hiccup in the will and process of implementing the policy. And the management now go back because every organization also have a feedback mechanism. You understand? And a system that is designed, that is self-adjusting, is not stochastic in nature. It's not robotic. When the feedback comes, you review the feedback, you take care of this last variable, then the wheel of progress, the implementation process, straighten and go on. That is natural in management. That is not limited to only APC. What we should be thinking about, how viable are the mechanisms to handle such satisfaction, such large variables that happen in every organization, including APC. You understand? And other parties. Some other parties are afraid today because they lack the mechanism to handle such persons in their party that have initiated large variable to the will of their progress and what have you. You understand? And one of these process of taking care of those large variables is not just weigh the stick. Like he said, the president and the writer will weigh the stick and weigh them out. You look into whatever is the issue that is making them become large variable. You have alternative dispute resolution even outside your constitution.
Right.
If the constitution is not aligning with it, you create an alternative dispute resolution. You understand? You resolve. That is why at every point in time, the APC set up a committee of reconciliation of grievance members. Even before the convention. They go around different states, different zones to reconcile. Why are you not with us? What is the issue? That is why the president is also the national leader of the party.
Well, it looks like these members have not gotten to these aggrieved members yet.
No, being aggrieved in a party system is not I may be aggrieved today, you may not be aggrieved today. When my own is sorted today, you may be aggrieved tomorrow. You may be the aggrieved one. So that's why I tell you, these things are bound to happen in any organization. You understand? But majority is what I always look at. The majority part of the APC believe in the renewed hope agenda of Mr. President. And they are providing the necessary support. If I am a bona fide member of the APC, and at every forum, I'm trying to tell you the effort of the APC-led federal government in driving the economy sector by sector, in providing health care, in finding solution to the perennial issue of epileptic power supply and all, telling you what the government is doing. You understand? That means I'm not a grievant member. You understand? I'm not disgruntled. But I'm not stopping somebody who is disgruntled because everybody has where his interest lies. But the party is saying that at every point in time, it may be the next 2 years again, 1 year, every 1 year, they drive a reconciliation drive. But within that 1 year, some that have been reconciled, we may have fresh ones that are disgruntled. The older one may be aligning with the policies. So it's just normal. But the most important thing as a party, you must have the capacity to reconcile everything. You understand? Those that, if you know that these people are irrecalcitrant, there are people that does not see anything good in anything. There's nothing you can do about it. Then, after all, you also win from the other side. Those who are seeing something good in you that may not be with you before. You win some, you lose some. That is on the extreme or the long run. But you must exhaust all things to be equal. Ironically, everything can never be equal.
As the PDP, as I should say, well, PDP is in the picture now, but as the APC moves to elect leaders this weekend, do you see your party, even though the ruling party with so much of advantage, I guess about 31 governors in the bag for you already, do you see your party taking into cognizance as it makes these very critical decisions about leadership? The elements of opposition, beyond the PDP, you have the ADC now becoming stronger, you have the, well, if you like, postulation and all of the conspiracies that, I mean, the theories, I should say, that's the Kwankwasia movement under the leadership of Engineer Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso may be forming some sort of alliance with the ADC, all in the bid to ensure that it runs your party out of the market in a manner of speaking in 2027. Will that be factored into some of the choices or decisions you'll be making this weekend?
All factors are considered. You know, election or political electionary is almost like a conventional war.
Right.
The difference is you don't throw
no ballistic missiles.
No ballistic missiles and all that, but war of words, war of thinking, political thinking, strategies. You understand?
Right.
So the APC is not leaving any stone unturned.
Right.
But beyond, we are not relaxing on the euphoria of we have 31 governors or 32 governors, as the case may be. We also have some governors who are still in other party, but they have a working arrangement with the APC.
Would you like to mention any of those?
Of course, like Anambra State.
Like, solid understanding.
Of course. They have said it. The governors have said it, that their presidential arrangement, they don't have presidential candidate in their party. Their presidential candidate is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the Abga of this world. Even some, the party may not have spoken, but the body language and the attitude of the governor, like Abia State governor. You know, I'd like to say my things. I'm a very realistic person. You understand? In all this,
do you think they're saying this?
APC is not resting in the euphoria of that.
Okay.
That is what I am saying.
Okay.
APC is saying that we have a marketable product to sell. And this marketable product has impacts, has impacted in the last 2.5 years or almost 3 years in the lives of Nigeria. It's now our responsibility to tell Nigeria, remind some of them, tell some that are not aware that this is where the policies of this product, the most valuable product in Nigeria contemporary political history since the Fourth Republic, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, this is where his actions and inaction has affected you positively. And this is where he is saying that he can do more to touch those areas that you are still feeling pain in. You understand? He's still telling you, give me more chance to do more for you. This is what I have done for you. These are what we should be selling. And this is what APC is already selling. So we are not relaxing that we have a state. For example, we've had some governors in Edo State that have worked. I said the APC presidential candidates. We had a governor where APC was a president. What was the score in Edo State? Do you understand? With a city APC governor, what was the vote? Because they were looking at the performance, the voters. This is not about party now. Tinubu is not working for the party. He's using the party manifesto to work for the voters. So now letting the voters know is where the campaign comes in. Is where the propaganda comes in. We have to propagate a system to let the people to remind the people.
Has just one more question.
So if Opebolo, Governor Mondo Opebolo is telling Edo people to vote for Tinubu, he should be giving them why. And the why is not in paper. Like I watched in a video, a woman of 73 years old says she has never voted in her life. But the forthcoming election, he will ask them to ask Opebolo to tell her where he want her to top it. She's not a member of APC or PDP, but she's a voter.
Okay, so
why is she saying that? Because their area has been abandoned for years. She never felt governance in any form. As far as infrastructural development is concerned, Obaseki Street that connect between Ipobahi and Upper Sapoba side. You understand? From the flyover side, they are connecting that road. These are people that are almost being neglected. If he now goes to the Saple Road, where a signboard was entitled place that this road belongs to federal government, bear with us. the former administration, that I cannot do it. But at the federal road, they are applying it, and today, a state government is undertaking this project. You will point to those people in Ogege, in Saple Road, that this is the reason why you should vote for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The 6,000 people that he recruited as teachers, the 2,000 people he recruited, he created an health management agency that instead of building health centers across the local government, without manpower, every year every government comes to renovate these health centers. No manpower, no equipment. We should equip them and man them with serious graduate people who can drive them.
I'm afraid
all these people will be voting based on all this. So it's not about the 31 state governors.
We're going to see.
Well, I like the fact that APC, in short, our Nigerian politicians are now aware that campaigns is not just empty promises. You have to, it's not even supposed to be a difficult thing. I mean, if I have seen development, if I have been touched, you don't have to convince me so much to go out and vote. The problem is how many Nigerians are convinced enough. The suffering people would, if you go and check, just speak to a common man out there in Nigeria now. The complaints are enormous. You would just keep hearing complaints upon complaints upon complaints. Every day on social media, everybody's ranting. Every day on social media, everybody's complaining.
No, stop generalizing. I'm on social media.
I see it too. I don't know.
I don't rant.
I don't know which you are a party member. You would
no, it's not necessarily. I have a lot of people that don't rant. Is it on social media? I watch a woman that is now saying they have brought governance to where she is and she want to vote.
I don't know. I've not seen such a thing.
No, yes.
But basically, what I'm saying is the reality. Majority of Nigerians are disgruntled. Is it the same Nigerians you want to go and talk to and say, come and vote again for the APC? I mean, why should they? Basically, because they have not seen the change that they desire. Our dear president told us during his campaigns that I would make electricity stable. Up till now, in short, it has gotten worse. Electricity in Nigeria has been the worst I have witnessed since my birth. I have not seen the kind of epileptic power supply.
We are running up with questions that need my answers.
No, please. Let me give answers to it.
Yeah, because
can we do that in 1 minute? Can we do that in 1 minute?
Because first of all, in education, for example, the millions of students that have access to, that have been in school today because they have access to federal government funds to fund their education, they will disagree with you that they've not fed governance.
Okay.
And they are also online. Because you mentioned, I've mentioned there are a lot of roads going on across. Those people living in the coastal area, Lagos Coastal Highway, from Lagos to Calabar, those people will disagree with you that they have not fed governance. They will tell you they have fed governance and they will vote for him. You understand? The epileptic power supply that you talked about, that he is now taking the bull by the horn and said, let's devolve the arrangement. Then let decentralize power. Where state governments, as we speak, Edo State has just launched its foundation to bring their own independent power project to Edo State, but where they will generate and distribute at the same time. If all that go, because the Tinubu have to unbundle it for state government to have power to do that. Before they did not have power to do that. Right. You understand? And if the state now have such stable electricity because Tinubu are taking that decision, they will vote for him. Tinubu has the Gencos that threatened to cut off, that they cannot even produce the power to distribute, owing to the fact that they were being owed almost 13 trillion. The Tinubu administration said they should audit it and discover that they wanted to shortchange Nigeria 9.30 trillion. And he has paid them, he's now approving the 3.30 trillion to pay them so that they can go back to generation of, they will vote for him. You understand? The revenue generation that was, if for 8 years of the past administration, we were producing 800,000 barrels per day.
A government produced by your party, by the way.
Excuse me, under another trajectory. And now, this government has said, since he came to power, has improved it from 800,000 to 1.8 million to 2 million barrels per day. You understand? They will vote for him. You understand? The president has also taken the bull by the horn with an executive order that NFPC that have been taking 30% of our revenue for first line charge to run their own expenses is against the constitution. That money should come back to the federation account. Remember, federation account is different from federal government account. Right. Tinubu is not collecting the money, rather is sharing it across the state and several others for local government. That is buffer revenue for states. Those states will be happy to tell their people about it. They will vote for him. The local government, several others for local government that he has granted autonomy and fought it up to Supreme Court so that they can be getting their allocation direct. It's now less for us at the grassroots level, at the sub-national level, to engage governance from that point, because the same government is stratified into three. To provide governance in Nigeria is a responsibility of three tiers: the federal, state, and local government. The question I should ask you, Cecilia, as we end the program: have you engaged your local government today to know what is doing with their
We'll find out from Priscilla when she comes back to work on Monday what kind of conversation she has had with the local government chairman and by extension governor. By the way, she's from Abia State, so I think she should spend a part of this weekend on the phone with His Excellency.
I have lots of questions
yes, Alex Oti.
for him. When he mentioned Abia State, I mean, I had my reservations, but then let's leave that one.
All right, we want to say a big thank you to you. I mean, you found time this busy weekend for the APC to come talk to us.
Let's go. Let me go to the Eagle Square.
Yes, we appreciate that. Well, that's what we're leaving this conversation. We'll be talking with Haruna Ibrahim, a member of the ruling All Progressives Congress, and as the party gets set for its elective convention this weekend, Global Television will have an eye out, as always, for you to continue to bring you those updates. Up next, we'll be looking at state of the economy and how the everyday Nigerian is faring.
Wake up with Global Morning, your daily guide to what's happening and making the rounds.
We delve into headlines, newspaper reviews, spot-on analysis, policies, current events, real talk, real issues that affect us all.
From the latest trends to the debate, every topic, every angle, Global Morning is where it all starts.
Global Morning,
For the latest issues,
always on point.
Watch Global Morning Monday to Friday at 7 a.m. Saturday and Sunday at 8 a.m. on Global Television.
In an age of breaking news, you need a trusted source that prioritizes accurate, factual, and unbiased reporting. This is AM News, and I am Ubong Usoro.
On Global Television, our news is rooted in verified and authoritative storytelling that keeps you educated, informed, and enlightened on all the issues that matter to you. I am Sadia Yakubu. This is Midday News.
You can trust a multi-platform news broadcast real-time and fast-check stories for all the big local and foreign headlines round the clock. I am Ramsey Enoch Agbo. This is News Express.
Our array of anchors delivers the news to our teeming viewers, breaking it down with context and perspective. This is News Cycle on Global Television. I am Anieti Patrick.
And the flagship news is your hub for the day's most engaging stories. This is News Prime, and I am Jumai Manson.
Did you miss any of our news rounds? No worries. Catch up at 10 p.m. and midnight, 7 days of the week. I am Mukhtar Kasim.
Global TV is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. We're active across all social media platforms at Global TV NG.
Global TV News, accurate and unbiased. I'm Uyi Agmofwebe. Our language, our vibrant culture and colorful tradition, our industrious and hospitable people. This is Nigeria, a nation that prides itself in abundant human and natural resources. From east to west, north to south, we sparkle, we shine, we have a common bond. Fellow Nigerians, let's do away with ethnic, religious, and regional sentiments that divide us as a people. God has blessed us and empowered us to find strength in diversity. Let's make our faith and way of worship our source of unity as we build our nation that stays united. Nigeria, together today, together always. This is a public announcement brought to you by Global Television.
At Witchtech
Wake up with Global Morning, your daily guide to what's happening and making the rounds.
We delve into headlines, newspaper reviews, spot-on analysis, policies, current events, real talk, real issues that affect us all.
From the latest trends to the debate, every topic, every angle, Global Morning is where it all starts.
Global Morning,
For the latest issues,
always on point.
Watch Global Morning Monday to Friday at 7 a.m. Saturday and Sunday at 8 a.m. on Global Television.
In an age of breaking news, you need a trusted source that prioritizes accurate, factual, and unbiased reporting. This is AM News, and I am Ubong Usoro.
On Global Television, our news is rooted in verified and authoritative storytelling that keeps you educated, informed, and enlightened on all the issues that matter to you. I am Sadia Yakubu. This is Midday News.
You can trust our multi-platform news broadcast real-time and fast-check stories for all the big local and foreign headlines round the clock. I am Ramsey Enoch Agbo. This is News Express.
Our array of anchors delivers the news to our teeming viewers, breaking it down with context and perspective. This is News Cycle on Global Television. I am Anieti Patrick.
And the flagship news is your hub for the day's most engaging stories. This is News Prime, and I am Jumai Manson.
Did you miss any of our news rounds? No worries. Catch up at 10 p.m. and midnight, 7 days of the week. I am Mukhtar Kasim.
Global TV is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. We're active across all social media platforms at Global TV NG.
Global TV News, accurate and unbiased. I'm Uyi Agmofwebe. We turn to other issues now on Global Morning. Workshop Amechi is a social political analyst. He joins us virtually from Enugu, Southeast Nigeria, to look at the state of the economy and what impact it's having on citizens in the face of this gruesome energy crisis biting across the world, particularly in a place like Nigeria that has already been dealing with so much of, if you like, headwinds in these regards. We'd like to say a big thank you to you, Worldshot, for making our time to join us on the program this morning.
Thank you to you. My pleasure.
Nigeria is not, if you like, a stranger to energy crisis, because back at home we've had perhaps more than a fair share of our own challenges in this regard. Help us make sense of this situation and what exactly, if you like, are the implications, whether short term or long term.
All right. The truth is that if you look at what is going on today, we are experiencing a convolution effect of what is happening both domestically and internationally. And of course, no nation is immune from that. We have our own peculiar issues at home that so I don't know if you can hear me.
Go ahead.
Okay. It's like the network is very poor here, but I don't know if you can hear me. I can continue.
Just go ahead.
Hello,
We
can you hear me?
very fine.
All right. So we have our own domestic issues that are peculiar challenges. Some of them we've lived with them for years. Some we are just getting to see them, and some we've known them for quite some time, but are getting more and more troubling, like in the areas of insecurity. But when you talk about the energy crisis, yes, of course, we've seen how Nigeria has the energy sector has evolved over time from the period of Electricity Company of Nigeria, then to NEPA, then to Power Holding Company, and then to all the when we experienced the unbundling. We now have the DISCOs, we have the TRANSCOs, we have the GENCOs, and all the rest of them. And now we can see all the issues that we're having in the power sector. The thing is that right now, from my own location in Enugu, we are having serious challenges in power, and sometime we did also hear that the generation companies are complaining of a lack of the GENCOs meeting with, I mean, the DISCOs, distribution companies meeting with the obligations to them. Because when they generate this power, the transmission company transmits through their own infrastructure to the distribution companies that will now be sending this power to the end users, which are the consumers. And a lot are involved in terms of payments and obligations. So we've come to see that sometimes when we don't even know who to hold responsible. When you don't have power, they will tell you that national grid has collapsed. Who is actually in charge of the national grid? The consumers, are they interested in all of that? Who is handling the national grid? Is it the generation companies? Okay, it has collapsed. After what reason? Is it because they couldn't generate enough power to feed it? Or is it because the distribution infrastructure is having problem, or transmission, or what? So now we've seen all of this. So we are having epileptic power supply. It's affecting businesses. It's affecting our social lives. Then you come to the aspect of petroleum products. Of course, immediately this suspended, and we saw how it skyrocketed. Prices skyrocketed. Some are saying, well, it was a good thing for us. Some are saying, no, this is the only benefit that people, ordinary Nigerians, have from what God has endowed us with, that they should be able to benefit from the subsidy that supposedly removed some obligations on their parts, that if you are to buy fuel at certain cost, because the government is subsidizing it, it now becomes cheaper. And then people ask, is it actually cheaper? And even before then, sometimes we don't even have the fuel. You have long queues, but then somehow they managed to eliminate the queues. But we have now seen over time, when all these things continued, then the Dangote refinery came on stream. what appear to be like internal sabotage. Because what Nigerians are interested in is, let there be oil for everybody. You can drive into the filling station and in availability. We know that over time, then the prices may come. And we know that some of these things happen because of the way that things happen in Nigeria that cannot happen elsewhere. It has endowed as Nigeria in terms of crude availability that we cannot refine our products. When we get this oil, we have to send them like that to the international market. They buy it there, and then we also buy refined products. And this is a country that has at least 4 refineries before the coming on stream of the Dangote refinery, which is the largest in Africa. We have Port Harcourt 1, Port Harcourt 2, Kaduna refinery, and Warri refinery. How many of these are working? And every day they keep posting billions of naira in terms of maintenance cost. Sometimes they tell us, in fact, since my childhood, I've been hearing turnaround maintenance. Every time I remember in those days, so the petroleum sector is what you be, a section in the newspaper, what you'll be seeing is TAM. Right from the time Tam David West was the Minister for Oil. Then we were even having some trickles coming from these refineries, Kaduna and all that. Why don't we have the depots that stretch across Nigeria? We had one in Enugu. There is one in Benin. There is one in Suleja. There is one in Guzo. There is one all over Nigeria. But now, because of peculiar interest of those who want to be doing bridging contracts, you see them neglect this infrastructure, and the pipelines we have vandalized, the depots we are neglected, and then they prefer to buy 400, 500 tankers and run them through Nigerian roads, risking damaging this infrastructure, critical infrastructure, risking the lives of Nigerians that die every day through collision with these tankers and all of that. Every day we see, like in Enugu here, Ugonja has become a section of the Enugu Onitsha Express, a recurring place for petroleum. For tanker will fall and then spill products, and it will now and people will die. So these are all of the things. Our problem, in fact, 90% of our problem is man-made, and they are local. Okay, they are local. When did Tinubu remove the oil subsidy? Okay, the money that was supposed to have been saved from subsidy, what did we do with it? What did we do with it? What infrastructure have we seen that it went into? Now, I'm not saying that they've not done anything, but is it truly enough to justify the suspension, suspended subsidy? And we see an abundance of infrastructure development in other sectors. We can say, okay, fine, we have traded this for this, and we are feeling the impact. Otherwise, if it is not, why don't we allow the subsidy and manage it with more discipline and more accountability, so that ordinary people, the masses, can at least have cheap fuel? But we also know that there are a lot of things misreading this subsidy. How are they? Of course, you know that in Nigeria there is always a syndicate, there's always a cartel, there's always a cabal that are in charge, who will always, those in the official side will collude with those in the private sector side, and then they keep changing the country and her people. So that is where we are, and it is so sad. It's unfortunate. Then when you look at the international dimension of the oil issue, what can we do? It's unfortunate that Nigeria is getting more money. We are crude oil price is skyrocketing every day. Every day it is increasing. We are earning more money from this, but unfortunately, the more we sell at a very high cost, the more we also buy refined products at very high cost, because They are not cheap because we import from those who bought at high cost from us. So they are going to sell us at what they, bought from us. Then even Dangote that is refining locally, how much of their crude comes from Nigeria? How much of their crude comes from Nigeria? And when they buy from the international market, and even the ones they buy from Nigeria, they buy at the cost of international crude. Do you expect them to sell us at a very cheap cost? No. They will sell at what they bought. That is a simple market arithmetic, and we have to continue to live with that burden. We are so blessed with oil, but we are forced.
I mean, your points are quite valid. You
Yeah,
ask the everyday Nigerian, I'm sure they would, repeat exactly what you have said, and it's concerning in all honesty. But then, 2027 elections is just by the corner. And these are the things that Nigerians would use to, assess and even know if they would still, bring in the current administration come 2027. On the other hand, the APC seems quite confident, contrary to the beliefs of, the ordinary Nigerians. They feel like they've made impact in their own way. I don't know if you share this sentiment. For you, what would you define as, a better leader, or do you think we can still give a chance to this current administration come 2027?
Okay, let me to tell Nigerians whom to give chance to, whom to vote and whom not to vote, and whom to reject and whom not to reject. But personally, I will say that you see, as politics is local, our experience of the product of politics is also local. In Enugu State, I can stand to this government has done for the. I can tell you that. So if I say that because of that, I would want to vote for Tinubu again. That is me speaking. It doesn't affect what the other person thinks. What he thinks is different from what I, because his experience of the same government may be different. We have seen in this country where total marginalization, total appropriation, and exclusion of others have been the order of the day. In fact, from the last government, we saw how everything was actually directed towards a particular side. And to an extent, it's still happening in this government. But I can tell you that at least we have had some few imprints in Enugu where I can say that based on this. But for me, the greatest challenge we have in Nigeria today is insecurity. Because without security, look at what happened in Maraba. We have Nigerians have security and we can move around. We have enough. Nigeria is so much endowed with natural resources that can actually keep everybody busy, and you can survive. But today, those of us who are, doing business, where and where can you go? Where and where can you go? Where and where is safe for you? How many places can you actually go and then feel safe? Even in your own homes. In our own homes, we are no longer safe. Nigerians are no longer safe. And what are the government? That is the issue. We can see, yes, they are trying to collaborate with America, maybe with the French and all of that, to ensure that the situation improves. But then, if there is any government that can guarantee the people of their safety, their security, then everything can follow. Because, like, let me tell you, as a Southeastern, as an Igbo man, we were never pampered by governments. We don't get that pampering that government gives to others in order from other sides of Nigeria. So most of what we have here comes from our own self-efforts, community community development efforts. Sometimes we build schools.
I mean, we can go on and on and on. It would mean that we would have to, make this conversation or move it to another day. But you have said a lot, and we want to thank you so much for your honest contribution to the program.
Again, thank you so very much, Workshots, Meji, for taking our time to join us this morning. I'm sure we do not take it for granted. granted. Turns out that's all we have for you morning this very Friday. A promising weekend is upon us, no doubt. I would like to say a big thank you to our viewers and to remind you that all the views of our guests across all of our programs are their opinions. I'm Uyi Agmofube.
And I am Priscilla Obasi, wishing you a lovely day ahead. TGIF.